I, 21M, hooked up with my brother's, 25M, girlfriend, 22F. Okay, so some background information. I'm 21 and I'm very shy and reserved and, up until this happened, a zero-time romancer. My brother is the complete opposite to me. He is always out and always in a relationship, but is very secretive. He has been telling me he's been dating this girl for a few weeks and things are going really well. Usually he wouldn't talk to me about his girlfriends because I guess I'm younger and I've never bought girls around, plus he has a twin and they are very much inseparable. Anyway, we got talking and he started describing her to me. His phone was broke so he couldn't show me a picture, and she sounds stunning. He is very, very happy and probably the happiest I've ever seen him. His previous two girlfriends he went out with for probably a year each, but when they broke up things got really messy. He has a really bad temper and anger problems, which results in a bad time for everyone in the firing line. Anyway, on to the story. I was out for a friend's birthday and went to a club. This was actually my first time going to a club as I don't drink and it's not my sort of thing. I was getting a drink for the birthday boy and then this girl tapped me on the shoulder and we got talking. The conversation was basically names, where you from, and the usual, I guess. After talking for maybe 10 or 15 minutes we exchanged numbers. It was getting very late and I decided to call it a night, so I left the club and was just getting some money out for a taxi when she called me. She said that she's at home and that she enjoyed talking to me and I should go over. So I go over and that's when it happened. A few days later my brother comes in all excited. We talk and long story short is that his girlfriend is coming out with us in a few days' time, Thursday, when the family are going out for a meal. His phone is repaired and he shows me a picture of her. It's her. The girl from the club. I didn't know what to say, so I just said she's good looking and you've done well. So I needed to confirm it was her, so when he was downstairs I got into his phone and checked the numbers and they matched. His girlfriend and I have texted a few times since about meeting up, but obviously this isn't going to happen. So I need help on what to do now. Thanks. TL, Doctor, met girl at club and she asked me to go to her house and we had romance. Turns out it was my brother's girlfriend who I've yet to meet or see a picture of. We, as a family, are meeting her for the first time on Thursday evening. Edit, first of all thanks to everyone replying, I am truly grateful. So I guess I was too late. His girlfriend knows that I'm his brother and has asked to talk to him tonight. I'm pretty certain she's going to act innocent in this as much as she can. Thankfully one of my friends was at the bar with me when I was getting the drinks and he's aware of the situation, so I may have that. He and I are both currently at work and I don't want to do this over the phone, so I'm not sure how this will end up. I've also had a few messages about updating. Is it easier if I edit this post with an update or make a new post? I'll probably have a better update by the weekend than tomorrow morning. Hi guys, I promise to love you if you like, comment, and subscribe. I have got some popcorn in for the update to this, so don't disappoint me. Update, I, 21M, hooked up with my brother's, 25M, girlfriend, 22F. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for their replies. I only replied to a few, but I read every one of them a few times over. I've also had a lot of people messaging me which I've tried replying to, but I don't have much time on my hands at the minute. I was planning to update on the weekend, but I won't have access to a computer for a week or two after tonight, so I wanted to make it now. Anyway, on to the important bit here. After I finished work I was trying to get hold of either to them, but to no avail. It takes me about 45 minutes to get home from work and I was about halfway home when my phone rang. I pulled over to answer and it was his girlfriend. She said that my brother was going over once he had finished work and she wants me to be there too, however she wants me there earlier to get the story straight. I told her there is no story to get straight and that we're going to tell him the truth. She gave me her address, then I put the phone down. I went home to get changed because I have a dirty job and then I left to go to her house. I rang her before I left to say I was leaving and she should call me when the brother gets there. I tried to ring my brother once more but it just kept ringing. I was about 5 minutes away from her house when the phone rang. It was my brother. I answered quickly without thinking of what I was going to say and he asked me what was wrong. I told him I had made a huge mistake and that I need to tell him in person. He told me he was finishing work late and that he'd come straight home. I got to the girlfriend's house, but I parked up her street a bit so I could see her door, but she wouldn't be able to see me. I texted her that I was there, but I was parked in a different street and that she should call me once the brother gets there. I didn't want to get there before my brother because I thought it would look more suspicious, but at the same time I didn't trust her enough to actually call me when my brother got there, so I needed to be able to see the door. Anyway, after about 40 minutes my brother arrived and he went in. I could see him walk straight into the kitchen and sit down, and the girlfriend sat down next to him with her hand on his leg. They were probably speaking for a minute or two, but I didn't want to give her the chance to tell him first in case she spun the story in a way to make me look like the guilty party, so I got out my car and ran to her door and knocked. She opened the door very slowly and my heart was racing. My brother looked at me and asked what I was doing there. I tried to say I was sorry, but I couldn't get the words out and I was stuttering and mumbling. I sat down next to him and looked him in the eyes and told him what happened. While I was talking to him, his girlfriend was pacing around the kitchen pouring out wine and just downing it. She didn't say a word. Once I told him what happened, he looked at his girlfriend and asked if it was true. He stood up from his chair and approached her. He grabbed the bottle of wine and held it from the neck. I honestly don't know what he was going to do, but I had to get the bottle from him. I managed to prise it away from his grasp and then he turned towards me and started shouting. I said I was sorry and that he needed to calm down, and then he put his hands around my throat and squeezed. I'm bigger than he is, so I was able to get his hand off me, and when I did I grabbed both of his hands and kept them by his waist. At this point he broke down and started crying. I told him to sit down and his girlfriend bought him a glass of water. He kept apologizing and I said he had nothing to apologize for, but he wouldn't stop. It took a while, but he calmed down, and then a neighbor knocked on the door to ask if everything was okay, and the girlfriend said yes and that she's sorry for the noise. His girlfriend asked me to wait outside because she wanted to talk to my brother alone. I looked at him and he nodded, so I said I'll wait in my car because it was getting late. After half an hour or so the door opened and she gave him a hug, and then he got in my car. I looked at him and he was looking at the floor and said he doesn't want to talk. We were driving back and I decided pop in KFC to get something to eat. I asked if he wanted something, but he didn't reply. I got him something anyway and we just sat in the car in silence while we ate it. I got home and my parents saw my brother upset, we still live with them, and asked what was wrong, but he went straight upstairs, so they asked me. I said I didn't want to say anything and that it's my brother's choice if he wants to say what happened, but I said that he needs us. Anyway, I went to bed and I woke up feeling like poop. I barely had an hour of sleep and I ran into work sick because my brother had the day off. He woke up and asked to speak to me and he just gave me a hug and didn't let go. I've never really felt this from him. We've never been really close, and the first time he really opened up to me was Christmas when he said he was missing his ex-girlfriend and he got upset. We got talking again and I apologized and said that if I knew I wouldn't have done anything. We were talking about the family meal later in the day when I said I don't really have anything to wear, so he suggested that we should go into town, shopping center, and get some stuff because he needed to buy some clothes too. This is where the story basically ends. We went for the meal last night and it was hard for him because our family kept asking where his girlfriend was, and when we went up to get some drinks I asked them to stop asking, and if he wants to talk about what happened he will when he's ready. So yeah, the end I guess. Everything is now okay at the minute. Huge thanks to the people that helped with advice and to the people sending supportive messages. Also, I'm going to post a comment later and answer a few questions that were asked a few times. TL, doctor, went to girlfriend's house and he got upset. Told the truth and they split up and we're doing okay. Okay to the people who keep saying your brother arrived by himself and left with you. WTF, did he leave his car? This is obviously fake. No, he doesn't drive and I never said he did. Damn dude, I think your brother took it as well as he could have taken it given the circumstances. That's raw. Good on him for not holding it against you. So the girlfriend didn't try and justify herself? My 24F, BF, 28M, is talking with a girl from gonewildcurvy. Is this cheating? Me and Jason use Reddit, so I made this throwaway. I don't think he reads relationships, so I don't think you will find this. Me and Jason have been together for 4 years, and have lived together for 1. He is a really great guy, he's funny, smart, kind, he has helped me through some tough times in my life and I love him very much. I have never once in our relationship ever suspected him of cheating on me. Quite the opposite, he has actually told me he doesn't care if I flirt with guys, as long as that's all it is. I've told him I am not comfortable with him flirting with girls. Also, I don't mind that he watches recorded romance, just as long as he's not choosing it over me. Jason is very lackadaisical with his phone, and is usually losing or misplacing it. I've noticed the past month he has been much more guarded and protective of his phone. So my instincts told me something was up, so I decided to snoop on it yesterday when he ran to the store to get some groceries. I was very shocked he left the house without it, so I saw this as a sign to do it. So I'm going through his messages, his FB, IG, and there is nothing out of the ordinary. I was actually starting to feel guilty as I checked more and was finding nothing. Then I found Kick, which was odd because he's never even mentioned to me that he had it. I opened it, and I saw he was only having one conversation, with a girl judging by the name and icon pic. Immediately, my stomach sank. I had a feeling something wasn't right with the way he was acting with his phone, and I was expecting the worst once I opened this chat. And it wasn't quite what I was expecting. I can't go all the way back because I think he might have deleted some of their earlier conversation, but it goes back to about 2 weeks ago. And I mean, a lot of their conversation is about just stupid stuff like video games, TV shows, their workday. It's odd. I think they met on Reddit, and I was able to find her because she told him to look at one of her photos that she posted, and her username is the same as her Reddit name. I don't want to blow up her spot. I don't know if this matters, but I am very petite myself, and this girl is pretty curvy. However, there are times where she will send nude photos or pictures of her in her underwear, and has actually sent some videos of her shaking her butt. Apparently, he wants to buy a custom video of her doing just that, and I guess she sends him teasers and stuff to get him interested? It's kinda weird because he hasn't sent any pictures of himself to her, and he hasn't given her any money yet. I know this because he was asking about her prices, so why is she so willing to send all this stuff for free? I guess that's not really important. When she sends stuff to him, he is very thankful and compliments her, but other than that, they really don't talk about romance or flirting or stuff like that. It's usually just regular conversation. In some weird way, I wish he was saying he wants to meet and duck her so I have solid ground for saying he wants to cheat, but it feels like a causal business relationship or something. I don't know if she's blueballing him or something, but he asked about the video pretty early on, and this was 2 weeks ago, and she said she would do it. Then he requested a quick clip of her shaking her butt and she sent it, and he said he can't wait for the video, and she said soon. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. He hasn't mentioned he has a girlfriend to her, so he's obviously keeping that a secret, which would lead me to believe he knows I would be uncomfortable with our conversation. I think this qualifies as emotional cheating, but again, he's not really being explicit or romantic with her. I know he loves me, and our romance life hasn't changed over the past month. Maybe he just wants something different? Is this another form of recorded romance? I haven't approached him with this yet because I have a history of overreacting, and I want to hear some opinions on this before I do anything rash. Please help. TL, Doctor. My boyfriend and I have a great relationship, but he started talking with a curvy girl from Reddit on Kick to buy a custom video from her. Is this cheating? Take from it what you will, but there's a reason he hasn't mentioned it to you. If my GF was doing the same thing, I wouldn't stand for it.